I promise you've never heard this story before. Imagine this. You're a soldier in the trenches of World War I. Bullets are whizzing overhead, the artillery is deafening, and chaos is all around. Communication lines are cut, and you're completely isolated, desperate to get a message out. So, you turn to a rather unexpected hero, a pigeon. Yes, you heard that right, a pigeon. This is the story of how carrier pigeons, equipped with an innate ability to find their way home, saved countless lives during one of the most devastating conflicts in human history. If you've never thought of pigeons as warriors or lifesavers, buckle up, because you're about to have your mind blown. During World War I, the battlefields were vast, the dangers constant, and the means of communication, well, almost non-existent. Radio was in its infancy and highly unreliable, especially in the chaos of battle. Telephones relied on physical cables that could easily be destroyed in the crossfire. The armies needed a solution, and they found it in the skies: carrier pigeons. These remarkable birds were more than just city nuisances. They were trained messengers with an unmatched ability to navigate back home from nearly anywhere. Once, a message was placed in a small tube attached to their legs. They would fly tirelessly through enemy lines, weather conditions, and even direct fire to deliver it. Their flights were acts of bravery, or at least, that might be how it seemed to the soldiers relying on them for help. Now, let me tell you about a particularly famous pigeon, Cher Ami. Cher Ami was a black Czech cock pigeon who served with the United States Army Signal Corps in France during the war. His name means dear friend in French, and he more than lived up to it. In October 1918, during the Meuse-Argonne offensive, Cher Ami became a lifeline for the lost battalion, about 500 men trapped behind enemy lines. This battalion had been surrounded and was suffering heavy losses. To make matters worse, their own artillery was unaware of their true position and was bombing them by mistake. They had sent out multiple pigeons with messages asking for help, but every bird was shot down by enemy fire. Morale was fading and hope was slipping away. Then, they turned to their final hope, Cher Ami. Cher Ami was sent with a desperate message attached to his leg. We are along the road parallel to 276.4. Our own artillery is dropping a barrage directly on us. For heaven's sake, stop it. When he took off, German soldiers spotted him immediately. They opened fire. Miraculously, despite being hit, Cher Ami kept flying. He was shot through the breast and lost an eye, and the message capsule strapped to his leg was hanging on by a thread. But he persevered, crossing roughly 25 miles in 25 minutes to deliver his critical message. Thanks to Cher Ami's grit, the attacks were stopped, and 194 survivors of the lost battalion were rescued. For his heroics, Cher Ami was awarded the Croix de Guerre, one of France's highest military honors. His story doesn't end quite happily, though. The wounds he sustained left him in bad shape, and while he became a celebrated figure, he passed away less than a year later. You can still see Cher Ami today. His taxidermied body is on display at the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C. Not many pigeons can claim that kind of legacy, but Cher Ami was far from the only pigeon to make incredible contributions during the war. Another pigeon, named G.I. Joe, saved over 1,000 British troops in Italy during World War II. Military historians estimate that during World War I alone, over 100,000 carrier pigeons were deployed by various armies, with an astounding success rate of delivering messages around 95%. These birds braved sniper fire, endured storms, and dodged hawks to save human lives. For their efforts, many pigeons were awarded medals and remembered as unsung heroes. So, what made these birds such effective messengers? It boils down to their extraordinary homing instinct. Scientists believe pigeons navigate using a combination of Earth's magnetic field, visual landmarks, and even the position of the sun. Their sense of direction is so sharp that they often found their way back to their lofts, even when blindfolded during release. Now, let's reflect. Think of everything you associate with pigeons today. Perhaps you see them as pesky park birds, scavengers looking for crumbs. But hidden within their ordinary appearance is an extraordinary legacy of courage, loyalty, and an unwavering sense of duty. A legacy built during one of the darkest chapters of world history. The next time you see a pigeon, take a moment to remember heroes like Cher Army and G.I. Joe. Imagine the skies filled with these winged messengers, carrying life-saving information through storms and gunfire, unwavering in their mission. History is full of hidden gems like this, where the most unlikely of beings, even pigeons, rise to heroism. So, what do you think? Has this story changed how you look at pigeons? Let us know in the comments. And if this story has inspired you or taught you something new, share it with a friend who loves history. You never know, you might change how they see the world too. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next episode of Historical Hidden Gems.